you guys today? All right. One of the most common things I hear from entrepreneurs who are creating a personal brand is, how do I know what to say? Like, I am constantly stuck on knowing what I should say, right? I know I'm ready to do reels, I'm ready to write a blog, I'm ready to create content, I'm ready to speak. What exactly am I supposed to say? So, this is designed to help you with that. So this is just a small portion of my constant content formula. If you want the whole thing, you can meet with me one-on-one, or I've got a course that I'm working on that I'm so excited to tell you about that'll be coming out here in a few months. But I wanted to share a couple of my favorite tips with you on how to create content or how to just get content ideas, right? Beyond all the logistics of having to do it, what are just how do you get the ideas of the things to talk about? So here is, I'm going to make that a little bigger for you. Here is 3 parts of my constant content formula. So my first tip is, if you don't know what to say, go back to your mission, your vision, right? Your superpower, and what change you want to create in the world. Those 3 things should be at the very beginning of your marketing plan. So you should always know, what mission? It's my mission. Why am I doing this, right? And it can't just be money, right? It should be other things too, right? What are the things that I want to do in the world? Where is my superpower? What experiences have been given to me that allow me to help in other people's lives, right? Sometimes just going back to that, having it on your board, right? Going back to that, sometimes just reading it, taking a second, kind of meditating on that will often some really great content ideas. So if you don't have that, I highly encourage you to do that. So 3 things. What's my mission for this business and often in my life? What is my superpower? What am I really, really good at? And then what is the change that I want to make in the world? So that's sort of the first content idea, the first place to find content. The second place that I like to go to create content is looking at a list of my customers' challenges and how I help them. Again, this should be a fundamental part of your marketing plan. So you should have in your marketing plan, who's my customer? What do they need? You know, who are they? Where do they shop? How old are they? Where do they live? All of kind of that classic customer avatar stuff. But the most important part is, where are they now and where do they want to be? Because the best marketing takes people on a journey from where they are now to where they want to be. So you need to have a very clear, literal list of, here's where my clients are now, here's how they feel. Make sure that you really understand how they feel. So here's where they are now, here's how they feel, here's what they're struggling with. People don't separate from their time and their money unless they're struggling with something. So you really want to understand that. And then on the other side, you want to say, what is the transformation that they're going to get when they work with me? How are they going to feel afterwards? So getting a haircut. So like, I just cut bangs again. And I was thinking about that from a marketing perspective, right? My hairdresser could very easily say, come to my office and I'll give you, I'll use my scissors and I will cut you bangs. Okay, that's cool. But if she said, are you feeling insecure looking at yourself on Zoom all day long because you've had COVID and maybe you have a little bit of hair loss? Guilty. Then come into my studio. I know ways to cut your hair that you are going to leave feeling confident and beautiful and ready to sit on those Zoom calls all day. Man, sign me up, right? I'm going to buy that. So talking to your clients from a very emotional place is super important. So that all starts from having a very clear list of, here are the challenges that my clients have. Here's how they feel now. And here's how they're going to feel later after they've worked with me. When you go to that, that's where your content comes from. And I have a process of how I actually write content that uses that as a basis. And that's a whole other class for another time. But having that list is super, super important. Again, a fundamental part of your overall marketing strategy. If you don't have a marketing strategy, you need one. So give me a holler. All right. So the third place that I like to go to get content ideas is just my clients, right? Especially if you're a coach or a doctor or anyone, right? You're with and dealing with your clients all day long. Hopefully you're making money because you're selling to your clients all day long. But they're constantly giving you ideas. They're constantly, coming up with challenges. You're giving them solutions. You have content around you all day long. You just have to make sure you're capturing it. So there's a couple different ways to do this. I sometimes will keep my Trello board open, and as somebody says something, or as I say something that I think is really interesting, or that I see that they see as interesting, right? Like, oh, now I see a light go on. I'm like, ooh, this would probably be a great topic for some content. I'll just write it down real quick. Sometimes it's hard to type. I'll actually have a list of some good old fashioned Post-its. And I'll sit here during a meeting and just take a quick note, right? Talk about challenges with knowing what to say, right? This right here came from a client meeting where they were like, but I just don't know what to say, right? I know what to do. I know I'm talking to, I know the difference I want to make. I just don't know what to say. And we talked about these tips as well as many others, but that's a great piece of content for me. So you have content all around you all the time. Your job is to just start looking at your conversations that you're having with your clients for potential content and writing them down right at that minute. If you're anything like me and a little ADHD, you have to write them down right at that moment. And so again, a little side, write it on a little Post-it, stick it off to the side. I can tell you that I think it was last Friday, I went through my stack of Post-its and I was ready to do reels. I had booked, like a couple hours of my time to get my marketing done. And I sat down and I literally went through the stack of Post-its. These are the new ones, but I went through the stack of Post-its that were on my desk of ideas that I had while meeting with clients. And I was able to bang out like 8 reels in a matter of half an hour because I had all those ideas written down. So don't think that you're going to like sit down and magically remember all of those things, because if you're anything like me and you have 10,000 things going and you're a little ADHD, it's real hard to remember those, right? When we have the pressure on of the time pressure and the cameras here and all that stuff, write them down as you think of them. And that's really, really going to help. So I hope this little short video on how to kind of constantly create content is helpful. I'll go back through the 3 ideas. The first is, if you're stuck, go back to your mission, your vision. What's your superpower and what difference did you want to make in the world? Often that'll jog something for you. The second thing you could do is go back to your list of where are my clients now and where do they want to be and how do I take that on them on that journey, and just even pick one. Hey, I'm going to talk about this aspect of what I offer to my clients today. Then the third thing that you can do is just on a day-to-day basis, an hour-by-hour basis, as you are working with your clients, think about challenges that they're having and how you could move those into content, or even challenges that you're having, right? This came out of this presentation right now, not only came out of a conversation I had with my client, but also me, frankly. I was like, look, starting to go live more regularly. I know I need to sit down and go live. Like, what do I want to talk about? I can go to my Post-its. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm having this challenge right now. And so if I'm having this challenge, then other people must be having this challenge too. And so let me go out and talk about that. So you're surrounded by content all the time. It's just sort of looking at it and recording it at that moment so you don't forget about it later. So I hope that this was super helpful. If you don't have a marketing plan, you absolutely need one. It's not a super complicated process, but it's a kind of a unique skill set, and one that I have is sort of helping you meld what's my superpower? What difference do I want to make in the world? Who do I want to serve? And then how do I create a strategic marketing plan that allows me to show up in the world, build the biggest audience without feeling like super salesy and like a dork. That's my superpower. So I would love to work with you. You can find me on my website. It is sherrysutton.com, or just DM me on any of the social places. And I hope you have a great day. Mwah. Oh, if you like videos like this, I go live pretty regularly on my YouTube channel. You can just search for me, Sherry Sutton Marketing Mentor, and you'll find me there. Like and subscribe, and then you'll get access to all of my videos. Have a great day. Bye.